Hey guys, this is Goku, and on this channel we talk about poker and ideas that can improve your life. We have just finished one of our challenges playing WPT GTO trainer, and we are looking for something new, so we're gonna try another one. This time it will be the spot MP2 open versus button call, and this is an NTT spot played on 47.5 BB stacks, and the pot is 7.5 BBs. So let's jump right into it, and I think we're gonna try and play a little bit more of hands, but we'll see how that goes. So I would bet 2.5 here. That's the ideal action. Awesome. There's a 4 of clubs on the turn. How much is in the pot and why can't we see it? But I assume it's a third, half, and full pot. And what I would do here is probably bet a third. Well, checking is better 73% of the time. But we go cold, and now there's the king on the river, and I would bet half pot here. And that's the ideal action, so awesome. Go to the next one. Ace 3 suited on a 3 king 7 is gonna be a bet third of the pot. Yeah. King 9 suited on 3 8 7. That's still gonna be a bet 2.5. And it is actually a bet 5.5. Okay, played 60% of the time. Now we caught our 9. And we're gonna bet 3/4 now, or maybe it's a spot where we check. Nope, it should be betting 8. Good to know. And now we're gonna bet 8, but we will not know what this would end. Like pocket kings, we're gonna bet 2.5. Again, it's a bet 5.5. Really good to know. Now I would bet 8, and it's again an over bet. Pocket threes. Is that a bet 2.5? Yes. Now do we check? Should bet a third of the pot, but checking is fine as well. 10 of clubs on the river. Do we bet 3/4 here? Do we fold or do we check? Maybe it's a spot where we bet 3. Let's check. Yeah, we should be checking. And do we call? Almost full pot bet now. Probably not. We do call it 83% of the time. Folding is 14.6% of the strategy. That is so good to know. Pocket jacks here. Is that going to be a check? Yeah. Cool beans. The villain bets 2.5. We call. That's normal. We have a king of hearts on the turn. We're gonna check again. Solver agrees. The villain checks. And we have a 7 of diamonds on the river. And do we bet this? Nope, we check, right? Yeah. The villain checks behind. Jack 9 of clubs on a 4 6 10. It's going to be a bet 2.5. It's not, it's a bet 5.5. I will have to get used to that, and this will actually be very beneficial for me to learn, because I think I am betting my like I have one bet sizing on the flop, and this will be the third pot bet, and I rarely bet other sizings, and as we can see, it's good to have it in your play. I mean, the solver does this, so why shouldn't you? We have a 6 of spades on the turn. Does that change anything? Do we continue betting? Or do we check? I think we check. Check is fine, but bet 4 is the ideal action. So bet third of the pot would be the ideal action. And now we have to bet at this. And we have to bet 3/4, I think, right? Well, actually, the ideal bet would be just betting a quarter. Betting 3/4 is 50% of the strategy and a very small EV loss. But yeah, if betting this much achieves the result, then yeah. 10 deuce 9, maybe that's a bet 5.5. Yeah, it is. We get called. Now what do we do? Do we bet at this again? We probably do, but how much? A third of the pot? Or 2/3? Maybe let's try this third of the pot bet. Nope, it should be a check 46% of the time, or bigger bets. And on the river there's a 7 of spades, so we're gonna check call. Well, the villain actually moves all in. We're gonna fold. This will not count anyway, so ace queen off on a queen jack 4. It's gonna be a bet 2.5. Nope, it should be bet 5.5. 5-6 on a board like this, I guess it's bet 5.5. Nope, it's check. Bet 5.5 is also fine. Now do we check? Yeah, we do. The villain bet 6 BBs. We're gonna call. And we should actually be folding here 99% of the time. So this was a huge mistake by us. Oh, shoot, I thought this was a double gut shot. But it's actually not. It's just a gut shot. Yeah. I misread the hand. Well, here we're gonna bet 2.5. Should check, but now we get raised. We fold. King 10 suited. Is this going to be maybe a bet 5.5? Nope, it's a bet 2.5. Bet 5.5 is also fine. Now we catch a 10. We're gonna check. And we should be betting 6 here, which is interesting. Another 8 on the river. I think we are checking again and folding. Ace 3 suited. Is that a bet 2.5? It is. We get raised. We fold. Yeah, but the villain only folds here 41% of the time. Pocket aces. Is that a 5.5? Yes. 10 jack suited. Bet 2.5. Or check. We get called. We pick up some more equity and the flush draw completes, so we're gonna continue betting. The solver agrees. The villain folds. Jack queen off. 7-9-7. That's a check, right? Yeah. And a call. Or not. It should be a fold. Yeah, I guess my main mistake here is that I'm forgetting that we are out of position, because the previous spot was that we were in position, and here I'm kind of forgetting it, and that's why I make kind of bad decisions here. But let's just check. We won't know anything about this because yeah, this tree hasn't been calculated. We're just gonna bet 8, bluff at the ace. Okay, queen jack off on a 6 king jack. It's gonna be a bet 2.5. Oh, it would actually be a better to check here. 10 queen suited. Is that a check? It is. And a call. Oh, it should be a raise. Check raise. This is awesome. We have just found a nice spot for a check raise. We need to remember this. And just calling is also fine, and the remainder of the strategy. We caught our 10 on the turn. And we're gonna bet at this now. 3/4. Nope, we should not. We should actually be checking here, which is quite interesting. But it makes sense, of course. Pocket aces on a jack, queen, jack with 2 diamonds is a bet 2.5. Yeah, we get called. 10 of spades on the turn. We're gonna bet 8. Should be a bet 4 instead. Good to know. Another jack on the river. And now, do we check call? Do we bet? I think I would bet at this. And I should not. I should just check here 98% of the time. Wow. Pocket sevens on a 8-3-7 is a bet 2.5. Should be a check. Would be more ideal. Now 5 of hearts on the turn. Maybe that's an overbet. It should actually be a check, and overbet is played 2.71% of the time only. So that's quite interesting. But now we get raised, and of course we're calling. And there's a queen on the river, and let's see what the villain has. He's just got 4-5. And I don't know what happened now, but we have the same hand, so let's play it again. And here on the 5, instead of overbetting like we did, let's bet 8. Yeah, bet 8 is a better play. I mean, more frequent for sure. And now on the queen of clubs on the river, do we shovel in? Do we bet 2/3 or do we bet 1/3? This is nice. I think I would mostly bet 2/3 here, so let's do that and see. And actually the solver would prefer checking. Very interesting. I guess I need to also learn that. Queen 10 suited on a 9-5 deuce. Maybe that's a check. It's a bet 5.5. Played most of the time. Now a king of hearts comes on the turn. I'm gonna bet 5 now. And the villain would prefer over betting 9.5. And he would bet 5 9.27% of the time, so that's not a bad play. We have a jack of hearts on the river, so we hit our straight, and we are going to bet what? 2/3. Again, we should be checking. 58.8% of the time. Pocket fives on a king a6. Gonna bet 2.5. It's a bad play. I mean, maybe not a bad play, but very infrequent or unfrequent. We should be checking 91% of the time, but now we get raised, so we fold. Pocket tens on a 3-6-8 rainbow. Is that a bet 5.5? It is. Cool. We have a queen on the turn. We're gonna check. The GTO says it's the ideal play. But now the villain leads for 12 BBs. So overbets the pot. I think we have to call, right? Yeah. And a 5 of spades on the river. And we're gonna check again. And are we calling the all-in? I guess we are. But we should be folding 64% of the time. So 2 out of 3 times in a spot like that, as you can see, we are locked down. It's nothing you can do. You gotta call 1 out of 3 times, and you gotta fold 2 out of 3 times. It's just as simple as that. Sometimes he will have ace queen here or a queen, and sometimes he will just have a random hand. Pocket kings on a 5 deuce 8. That's gotta be a bet 5. It's not, it's bet 2.5. 40% of the time. That's interesting. And we've played our 25 hands today. So let's exit the session. Let's see our first stats. Well, they are not great, but that's mainly due to just those two hands where we made some bigger mistakes. Overall, as you can see again, we are just not checking enough and even not folding enough, and definitely betting or raising too often. So hopefully we can get that fixed during the next couple of sessions. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, please leave a comment below with GTO, and subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this in the future. I think this spot we're gonna play slightly less hands than we did last time, but we'll see where it takes us. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.